Good welcome to the channel. Okay, this is Imperium Greek Wars. It has the style of the Total War franchise, something like that. So let's go ahead and start it straight ahead. Single new game. And let's see if this game is interesting. Peloponnese or Ancient Greece. Let's go for Ancient Greece. Ancient Greece. Click to reveal the map. I'm just checking if this is an interesting title or not. So, oh, there you go. So here we have Macedonia, and here we have a population comparison in between other nations. Economy, very low economy. Okay, and here we're going to uncheck we cannot change this one. The tutorial is active. Okay, never mind. So we're going to have myths and legends, and we are also going to have research tree hidden. So let's start. Never mind. Imperium Greek Wars. Now, there are so many 4Xers out there that they are trying to simulate what Total War has been doing all this time, and this is pretty interesting.
Sparta and Athens have a venerable presence that has shaped our history, and neither will easily yield their place. Though Sparta lost its dominance a few decades ago after an earthquake, leading to Messenia breaking away, and defeat under Theban spears, underestimating their will for reascendance would be a mistake. Military tradition is in their blood. They will not settle for second place at the Olympiad, nor diplomatic table, much less the battlefield. Athenian presence now stretches from Attica to far-flung colonies along our sea. They also control the Delian League. However, many allies resent Athenian hubris and treatment of them as slave nations. Outright rebellion may be nigh as other states seek to undermine them. Yet, while Sparta and Athens influenced our culture for centuries, another rival enters the amphitheater for the final act. Young Philip has taken the throne in Macedonia, his brother the king having recently fallen against barbarians. Though his fledgling kingdom struggles, Philip is fearless and ambitious. Oracles have prophesied that Hellenes will learn how one man can change the history of so many.
I really appreciate how they created the actual artwork here. It's pretty nice. So the scenario begins in ancient Greece, and it has a small explanation of the historical background and an introduction to Macedonia, which we're not going to read. You can pause that and read it yourself if you want. So we have the tutorial Imperium Greek Wars. This will take through the main features. It will take from 50 to 60 minutes to complete. So basically this is going to be what we're going to be doing. And we begin here with the tutorial. This button, this one, will help you to recall the current assignment. This button will help you to find the unit that should perform the current action, and the X button will close the tutorial. Once there is a new assignment, the buttons that will help you complete it starts flashing to make it easier to find. This question mark icon in the tutorial dialog box marks the current assignment. Okay, there you go. So let's zoom out. So we have a huge map that reaches down to Rhodes, the island of Rhodes, and well, basically this is the same map as we have in Total War Saga Troy. Pretty interesting. We have here a mini map here. We have here open political map. We're going to see the political entities of the time on the map. You can see over here the trade overview. Currently no trade. And the strategic overview window here. Buildings, military, these are our military basically. I like the fact that when you zoom out at this distance, you can see the location of the armies, but they are like small pictures. This is good. Here we have State of Macedonia. Okay. Now let's follow the tutorial. Okay, select one of your map items on the map by simply clicking on it. Okay, it's going to show us how to click things. Okay, I will click one of those. So the map, it calls it item, is highlighted, and detailed information about the item is displayed in the unit menu here in the lower right corner of the screen. If you want to deselect blah blah blah, the unit menu shows important information about the selected map item. To navigate more easily and switch between your active units, you can use this button, I believe is this one here, in the upper part of the unit menu, which automatically switches from the currently selected unit to the next one awaiting orders. Okay, so here we have, I like that the unit is represented here in 3D and it moves. It is a settler. So this is like at the style of civilization, I could say. Macedonian settler. We have how many population is in the figurine. Where is the location? Okay. Now, several points in here. We have loyalty, production, and consumption. Very interesting. If you click here, you're going to cycle in between the other units. Let's try to move some of your units. So the unit that can be moved and is highlighted, and the orange arrow suggests a new location. If you don't see the orange arrow on the map, you might need to zoom out a bit to see a larger portion of the map. You can also click this button here in the tutorial panel. This button orders the unit to move to this new location. This one here. The game also offers so-called default actions that make the selected commands and moves faster. When a map item is selected and you hover the cursor over it, different default actions will be offered at the tip of the cursor depending on the selected map item. You can change the default action by holding Control key. Let's see that. So, let's say that I want to move this guy here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to select this horse, which is a Cleombrotus. Now, if I want to move it, it will show me where I want to send it. But okay. So, it says here that I have to choose, well, actually I have to select this one. I'm going to zoom in. You can see, ooh, this guy is very, very battered here. Okay, if I select this one, it is telling me that we need to move it here. Okay. Eventually, if you click here, it's going to center the item to the location that we want to move it. So you select it and you send it here. And that is how it is moved. Let's try again, but this time we take a free tile that does not belong to any state. can claim any tile by simply stepping on it with any of your military units. However, should a defending unit be positioned on such a tile, you will have to render this unit harmless, and only then you will be able to take the tile. You should also pay attention to different terrains on the map, as they affect the attack and defense ability of your units, their ability and view range. Hills, for example, are good vantage points as they allow you to see a greater area. Okay, so we should claim this area with this one, I believe. Selecting this one and moving here. Okay, again, selecting this one and moving now. If we take note here, this section of the map is not claimed by anyone, and it says unowned. Okay, so we have that clear at this point. Other thing that I can see here is that it gives you if we click F1, it says that is going to give you Imperiums library, which we will have all of the information that we need in terms of game rules, in terms of what is a technology map item, this and that. Pretty nice. So let's send this guy here. And it says that keep expanding the borders of your lands. You will need a proper road network if you plan to build an empire worthy of that name. Now, by the way, I am going to the options here, because for you is going to be less volume for the music, but in this moment that I am basically recording this music is exploding my ears. So music, there we go. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so far so good. Good things. Can we rotate? No, we cannot. Good things here. We have plenty of resources here, which are pretty interesting. We have also here take action button here. We're going to go little by little here. So let's click here. So according to this, okay, we have understood at this point that we can select the units and we can move, and we're going to expand the line. At this point, we don't know how to change the map view, for example, but it is pretty clear that there are delineated borders, which is something good. It is pretty self-explanatory in here that this is another place, and here we have other place, whatever. We're not going to enter in detail which places are those. We're just learning and trying to see if this thing is a very good, a worth game to play. So, okay, because we see here this icons here, I can tell that this gives a pretty interesting art style to the whole thing. I like as well the fact that the fog of war is white, is this type of white clouds that we see here. It's more like instead of a fog of war, it's a clouds of war, which is good. I like the fact that you can click very quickly here to see where you want to go. And in terms of, okay, I can left click and move the map like this, which I really appreciate. Not bad. And well, in terms of graphics, I'm going to stop a little bit here and talk about the graphics. I like the graphics. You can zoom in like this. This is the maximum zoom in. I like the graphics. I like how they look. They look like, you know, the old Age of Empires. This is the feeling that I get when I see these guys. The Age of Mythology, let's say, By the way, that character in Age of Mythology is one of the most pleasing visual characters that I have ever seen ever. I'm going to put a picture here of the character that I'm talking about from the classical Age of Mythology. Okay. Apart from that, putting that aside and continuing here, I like the fact, well, actually, you can double click or just clicking and it's going to move. I like that there are plenty of things here to do in the map. The map is not just a couple of things, but it's a lot of things, and you have information about the thing that you're clicking over here. But I don't like the fact that if you click here, you cannot. Okay, you see this? You see here? I'm going to put uh, an arrow here. You can see cities are building blocks of the state. Okay, this parchment here. If I try to go there, I cannot. It doesn't stay. It doesn't stay on the screen. The pop up there. Okay, whatever. Oh, interesting. I like how this thing moves. Okay, so there are definitely a lot of elements on the map. For example, woods, and we have here scrubs, grass, woodlands, hills. Yeah, I bet that this was a mountain. Okay, so far so good. It's been 20 minutes, and so far so good. So now let's go here, and it says you will need a proper road network if you plan to build an empire. Roads play an important role in a country's development, connecting cities. Other buildings and resources with roads improve the mobility of your units and the production of your resources. Roads and bridges can only be built by settlers. Give your settler an order to build a road by clicking on the Build Road action button. So build a new road. Okay, roads. Let's go. Settlers. If I click this one, this is not a settler. This one here appears to be a settler. There you go. I like the sound that they do when you click them. So here we have a settler. The settler, it's not stated here, but perhaps if I click here and if I go to the settler here, you can see that it says that it's a non-military unit and they are builders. Cities are centers of commerce, and basically here I think it says a lot of interesting terrain properties concerning the unit. I like that it says here they provide bastions of loyal citizens in often hostile areas. Okay, pretty nice. So we have to use them here. So I'm going to move them. I'm going to click them. Oh wait, this was weird. Okay, wait, this was weird. I thought it was like moving it back. Wait a second. Never mind. I think that the way you order them to build is by sending them to the area. I think they are building this road. And you just right click in the tile. Well, actually they are not tiles. Whatever, it says here now. Let's continue in development of the empire. All cities and most units need food to maintain their functions. Without food, your armies will rebel. Cities will revolt, and people will leave to search for better livelihoods. To increase food production, settlers should be ordered to build fields and farms around the cities to increase food yields. This is getting a little bit more the feelings of fading suns in terms of mechanics. Orders and settlers to build a field close to order a settlement to build a field close to Therma. I'm going to be more careful in what I'm reading because one viewer pointed at one of my videos in which I was talking about Superpower 3 and I misread expansion in in the actual text, but it happens to be actually explanation. Order a settler to build a field close to Therma in the build field action button. Okay, I think this is the field. Okay, this is a field. So I take this settler. Therma is in Therma. So oh, this is new. If you right click, you can choose either to select the city or to select the settler. It says here that there's another settler here, so I send the settler here, and now build field. This is the thing that we missed here. We should click here, build field, and they start building it. This is another way of doing it, but you can also click right click. You can also right click. Settlers can now be put to good use cultivating wildlands. The first turn is almost over, but let's spend a bit more time on the game menu. This button, the fish, I think it's a fish, no, it's an arrow, opens the main menu. This one, the question mark, goes to the Imperium library, which is F1 as well. The other button functions as normal. Now, it is time for the other players to make their moves. The big round button in the upper right corner of the screen ends the turn. Good. Now, again, I'm gonna try to see... Ooh, you have a lot of goats here, but it's not telling me what this is. It's just telling me that this is Chalkidik, and it's grass. It's telling me the terrain, not what we are seeing. But I like the animals included in the map. Very nice, very nice. Now, by the way, if you are seeing this video the day that I release it, you still have a chance to get this game very, very cheap in the Steam winter sale. Let's see. I'm trying to find another settler here. Do we have another settler? I'm going to zoom out and let's see if we find another one. What is this? It's an army. Here we have another settler. Okay, we just have two settlers. Never mind. So here we can end the turn. Here we get to the encyclopedia. And here we go to the main menu. Pretty useful indeed. And oh, there you go. The Total War style of factions cycling when you click and turn. And the artwork is pretty nice. I really appreciate the artwork. It's looking good. It's like a mix in between Civilizations and Total War. Very nice. You actually see the date here, winter 359 BC, Thessalian League. The actual name of the faction here, you can skip the current animation, which will make the things faster, or you can skip the actions of this opponent, skip the actions, or you can go close the presentation of the opponent's actions. You just click here and boom, it ends. So the Dardanian tribes are marching towards our northern border, and Athenian units have been sighted moving along the Aliakomonas River toward our city in Aigai. We have to adapt our tutorial to address this dangerous situation. We shall teach both the barbarians as well as the arrogant Athenians a lesson. Let's start in the south. There is a unit stationed at the Agai that could be fortified within the city, which would greatly increase the city defenses. Use this button to order a unit to enter a city. Okay, this is the unit in the Igai. Now, here we are bordering the Thessalian League, and apparently this is... we have found here an Athenian army. By the way, let me see. We have found an Athenian army. You can choose here the armies, by the way. So here we have... no, I want to choose this one. This is an Apollonites army. Scouts and foragers. We have here current attack strength, current health, and current action points. They were recruited here, and they have 700 soldiers occupying Pieria. So it says here that we need to use this button to order the unit to enter the city. Okay, I assume that... oh, there you go. I assume that we're going to select the unit. Switch to alternative default action by holding control. Oh, there you go. You can do it here, like this. So you click this one, and there you go. Do you want to enter iGuy? So you can either do the click, hold control, and you're going to have the icon changed from the cursor, or you can click here. Or you can click H. Click the unit and H. Wait, is it possible? There you go, H, and just click there. Okay. Do you want to enter? Yes. Now, what to do about the Dardanian hordes in the north? Their city of Lynkestis is the capital and the base from which they send their warriors to harass and raid our lands. So move our units closer to the city of Lynkestis. Now, wait a second. If we see an enemy here, and this is just me recapping what I'm reading because I'm learning the ropes of this at the same time that I'm showing you this, because I actually want to know if I purchase this. So if there are some of you that are seeing this and know about this interesting forex, please let me know in the comments what do you think, if it's worth, if it's nice. So let's continue here. This is an Athenian army here. This it says a lot of information here. They are located in dirt road, and this gives us terrain defense bonus. This is the terrain defense bonus that is given to them, I believe. And the tile is supplied at 100%. The Peltast Lake's army, those are Peltast with 3, and we don't know what are the other numbers. Now if I click here, I can see that the units are there. If I click the symbol here, this small helmet with a shield, and we can see that it's telling us which unit is this one, and it also says what is the current action points, current health, and current attack. So we have action points, health, and attack. Good. Okay, so now we have placed those guys inside here, and now we have to move this apparently to here. So we have here in Lynkestis one enemy here near the border that we actually did by moving the troops. Our warriors are well suited for movement and warfare in forest and woodlands. Wait a second. Okay, we're 30 minutes into this video. Well suited for movement and warfare in forest and woodlands. Let us use this. As mentioned elsewhere, different armies are suited to different terrains. Their fighting ability and mobility. This is going to affect those elements. You can always find quick information about terrain affinity in the tooltip and in the map items tab in the imperiums library. I believe that if I do this, wait a second, if I click this one, because of the tutorial, we are forced to move where the tutorial says, but I was trying to see this explanation here. It says that you can always find quick information about terrain affinity in the tooltip and in the map items. Wait, in the map what? In the map items tab in the imperiums library. But it says here that this guy, what's the affinity of this guy? Just want to know. Terrain affinity, would this be here? Forager, warriors. Does this means that terrain defense bonus? Okay, never mind. I want to go to this place. It says in the map items tab in the Imperium library. Let's see. Axeman. I think it's going to tell us more about this, guys. This is a warriors. Those are warriors. So I assume that are these guys. And here we see the map affinity. I think this is the terrain properties here. Desert unit type behavior and different on different terrain types. Okay. So we have desert, forest, grass, and hill, and it has we have more. Woodland is 30%. We have better affinity in woodlands. So that's the thing that it's telling us. So we can go here to woodlands, which will have defensive. It's also in the tooltip. It says terrain defense bonus plus 30, just because the unit is like that. It has an axe. I believe that this is the distinction. Every assault lowers the defense ability of the defender. Use this to your advantage and plan your attacks in waves, targeting the same unit with several of your own. Don't let them catch their breath. Use this button to launch an attack on an enemy map item, which is the unit. Well, I can see that they have been very, very busy here. We have more Dardanian warrior cavalry here, and here we have more of these guys here. By the way, let me see if I click them, and also click here and see what we know about them. Apparently, we don't know the other option, the other stats in here. So it's telling me that if I want to attack this, wait a second, I have to attack him like this. Well, how do I do that? Move unit. Where is it? Oh, this one here. What he wants me to do is to... Wait a second, I'm a little bit confused right now. Use this button to launch an attack on an enemy map. Move your unit and attack the enemy guards. Who are the guards? I'm a little bit confused. Okay, this unit. Should I move it here? This unit. Okay. Okay, so I just left the northern part unguarded, but at least we have one army here. Okay, so now I can choose in between these two, and I'm going to attack this one here. He wants me to attack this one. Do we have more information about this one? No, still not. So, where's the other guy? I'm trying to select the other guy. Where's the horse? Ah, there you go. Okay, so the horse. Let's attack it. This is how battle is. Battle with the Ardanian kingdom close to Lynkestis. We had defense. We were defending. The Kramer's army were foragers and self-sufficient. Now we know about these other numbers. Show details about the enemy. Now we know that they have 1.0, 1.5, and 1. I don't know why it's 2, but okay, I think for bonuses and stuff. 500 soldiers. We have initial attack action points 11 here. It was a draw. And it says that we have minus 30% terrain. We have minus 30% terrain affinity and plus 6 army morale. And they had army morale plus 9% and 8% readiness bonuses. Now, our cavalry unit didn't win any major victory. We lost the element of surprise. Now, by the way, I want to go again to the encyclopedia here. It was a cavalry, right? Warriors cavalry don't have too much affinity in forests instead of the units. So why? Okay, he's trying to show us something here. You can see the details of the battle in the battle result window. Our cavalry unit lost quite a lot of men in this brawl, and it needs fresh men to replenish its ranks. You cannot... Oh, by the way, I have discovered something. You cannot... Oh, there you go. You can. Okay, you can border move the camera. Okay, so let's see. What do we got here? This man, right now, 362 soldiers. We have the bar of experience here. Fought in battle close to Lynkestis. It says where it was recruited. But now it says 362 soldiers. What was the amount, the original amount? It doesn't say. And we don't have other cavalry here to see. At least we can try to see if this one has no further details. Okay. Okay, so it says that these guys have lost men. And it's refreshment to replenish. Move the unit to Edessa and then click the heal inside button to bring the unit back to full strength. There are several ways to heal the unit, and heal inside is the fastest. You have to bring the unit back to the city, to a city or facility where the particular unit type can be built, trained, and healed. How do we know? Well, obviously because it's the tutorial, but here we can see I'm trying to see where it says that we have horses here, cities here. Now if I click here and I go to map items and go to city, it says can hold Archigos, Axeman Cavalry, Axeman. There you go, Axeman Cavalry is the cavalry we have there, I think. Warrior cavalry. Map item city. Where's cavalry here? Pretty interesting. Now, I have discovered that you cannot access extra information. Basically, the tutorial is telling you you have to move the unit there because that facility in particular has that unit type. If I click Edessa by its own, and in the tooltip it says that it has supplies for 3 units and tiles supplied at 100%, territory production bonus, this and that, city foundations, but you can see here, if I click here, it's not telling me what type of units can be recruited there. So it is something that you will have to go first to the encyclopedia, go to the entry that corresponds to that specific element on the, or item as it is named in this Forex. So that's the only way that you're going to figure out things such as bonuses for terrain and building recruitment options. So if I send him here, and it says here, you send it to there and let the men heal their wounds. Well, oh, it appears this thing, but also appears down here apparently. Everything that we should do appears down here. Heal inside in 2 turns. Well, it's going to take minus 2.24 of population, I think, and some resources. Now it's healing inside. If I click this, I can see inside, and apparently it has this symbol that shows us that it's healing. Here we can see the health. And it took resources, but those resources are nowhere to be seen from where they are taking that. There you go. It will take few turns before the unit is ready for action. Let's turn our attention back to the battlefront. The enemy unit took some damage in the fight as well, and this could be our chance. Send a fresh unit against the enemy. No, by the way, I want to see here what is happening here. Let's see. We click here. Oh, there you go. It's not this one, it's this one here. But it's not telling me how much time it's going to take. It's just telling me that it's going to take some time. Okay. Now, we'll have to use this guy and attack. We have to take the first unit. Where's the first unit? This one here. So we send the first unit here and attack this one. Animation-wise is quite clunky. You know, it's not that fluent, but it is good. It is good. It has its charm. Okay, battle with Dardanian Kingdom, and we have 700 soldiers, 758 soldiers in our case. We got the minus 30% terrain affinity, and they have morale battles penalty. Army morale. So this means that we defeated all of the defenders are completely defeated, some sort of thing. We have much more attack and attack health and attack action points. I don't think these action points have anything to do with anything. But wait, this means that we completely obliterated them. I remember that it was instead of a penalty, it was a buff. That's the first victory. Wait a second. I want to go to again to here and go to the map item. Go to the warriors have forest woodlands plus 30. Oh, that's the thing. Because they are different. They are not woodland warriors. We have two types in here. Where are them? These guys here are warriors. Oh, there you go. You can click here. Fantastic. I just found out. Just click here. You see this. This is minus... Oh, there you go. Woodlands plus 30. Why the hell would they have in the battle report minus 30 if I'm not mistaken? Pretty weird. Because we were here, actually. Whatever. So he says that we have the first victory. There is nothing more we can do about the situation. But there is still work to be done if Macedonia is to become great. Build a new city at the Axis River. River tiles. Okay, wait a second. Let's go here. They want me to build a new city here, apparently, and the actual thing that I would use to build the city is this. This is an army, isn't it? So, it says that river tiles do not only produce more resources, but there also happen to be foundations of abandoned towns, which will make the construction more cheaper. Use the build town action to order a unit to found a new settlement. So build a new city is telling us interesting stuff about city foundations. You can see, oh, that's the thing, city foundations. So these are, for example, like places where are optimal for building a city. Optimal places to build a city, apparently. Let's see. For building, I would like to see here. Build a new city. If I click here, this is a nomad. Nomads are people who live in different locations. Yes, we know that. Nomadic empires usually started by establishing a capital city inside conquered land. So nomads are basically the builders of cities. When you click the city, you go to the city here, and it's going to tell you specialization and can hold and all of that stuff. Okay, so we move the nomads, and in here we can build, and we name this the whatever. Okay. The plains next to the new city should be plowed and fields created. River and sea tiles are very fertile, so it pays off to build the new cities on river banks and along the coast. Build a field on the river tile. Okay, we need this guy to build here. We build a field. It's automatic. Building a new city, the Nomads unit was spent and cannot be used anymore. But you still need a workforce for other tasks, so new units are recruited and trained in cities. New settlements can be built in Therma. We can build stables, shipyards, depending on specialization, and the specialization under the city name in the unit menu. Select the city and then use the build action button to recruit a new unit. Recruit a settler. Now, there are quite a lot of differences in between the units because settlers and nomads are completely different. Settlers can build cities and they consume gold and food, but they also can. That's it, I think. Then we have nomads. We can also build cities, but there's no indication here by which we can. Let's see, where is it? The nomads here. The nomads can be upgraded to settler. You see? Okay, let's click here and build. We're going to build either a settler or a boat. And now we are building it. The road close to the capital city has been finished and the settler is waiting for new orders. You can build a longer route instead of going through the tiles on one by one, which is much easier. Pretty much almost 1 hour here. You can build a longer route, so click on the Build Road action button and then select the tile where the road should lead to. The settler will then work independently until the road is finished. A road needs to be built to connect the nearby gold mine with the city. Build a road all the way to the gold mine. This is the gold mine. This is the settler. By the way, is this the settler that we just recruited? I am confused at this point. So, we can do several things here. Build route, it says. So, should be building. It says here, we should be building a road all the way to the gold mine from this, the new city. Now, nomads are consumed when you build the actual city because they become settlers. Then you can recruit settlers. Apparently, that's the pipeline. So if I want to build the road, I click here. I go to the roads. And I say, I want to build the road here. But I wanted to build it all the way to the other side, whatever. Apart from actions taking place directly on the map, there are several important windows where you can see the economic and political standing. Let's take a look at the state window, which can be accessed by clicking the button with your coat of arms in the upper left corner of the screen. The state window contains a number of administrative tools which help you rule and control the country. We'll come back to some of them later, but let's explain the birth rate support now. You can control the birth rate in your cities by financing the buildings of new houses and providing material help. The more you invest in the birth rate grants, the higher population increase you can expect. If Macedonia is to thrive, we need to grow our populace. Increase the birth rate support by moving the slider. I'm just moving sliders here. Birth rate support, boom. I want to increase it to 100%. This generous gesture will surely please the population. Unfortunately, such support is paid from the state coffers and there is never enough gold to support. So we just paid for that. Right, let's try to make a deal with Chalkidik. Perhaps we can barter gold for surplus food. Long-standing trade deals forge trust, just as the Total War mechanics work. Close the currently open window by clicking on the X button in the top right corner, then click on the Trade Overview button in the map. Propose an exchange of gold for food to Chalkidik. Now, here we have gold. Gold, we have 29. By the way, if I click this guy, I wish I could. I don't know if you can send the order to build the roads just straight in here. I don't know it. We just misclick or I missed something. But we have food surplus apparently. Food we have 13.2. Basically, if I click here, trade trade loss 2%, risk of robbery 0. Chalkidik, sign the trade. So Macedonia, what is your offer? What you ask? Trade duration and trade loss limit. I don't know why the trade loss limit means, but trade duration is risk of robbery. We increase the trade duration, which we can't. Change the value of the slider by 1 down. Food. Here. If we have 13 food, I will give you 11. And I will ask gold in exchange. 10 gold. Well, offer the proposal. Our merchants are on their way to Chalkidik with our proposal. Let's finish the turn. Okay, so we have sent it. I don't know why it says 3 and -3, whatever. I think the next turn is going to resolve the actual situation. So let's end the turn. And these are not the units moving, these are rival skimming. Okay. We offer actually we didn't offer 3, but that's okay. The trade was accepted. Let's quickly summarize where to get information. You might have noticed that date in the upper right corner, spring of 358 BC, it's has changed. Every turn starts with a presentation of the latest events displayed at the left corner like this, and you can click on the reports to move the map to the location where the event took place. If you this reminds me hex of steel. If you want to recall the panel anytime during your turn, just click on the flag in the map menu and to recall the panel. And now we're ready for the next challenge. There is both good and bad news. The good news is that our merchants were able to sign a trade deal. We know that. And the bad news is that both the Dardanians and Athenians attacked us again. Athenians attacked the city of Aigai, but the defenders in the city were able to repel them. We need time to regroup and send some reinforcements to that area, but even that might not be enough. We might need to ask for peace, at least temporarily. This can be done in the diplomacy. Propose a peace deal with Athens. Now, building here. Is he building here still? I think he's doing it. It's not telling me what he's doing, but whatever. We have to sign a peace deal with the Athenians. They attacked us here. We didn't see that because we just skipped the turn. We can go to diplomacy here, and we can click here Athenians and propose a peace, a war, I don't know what here because it doesn't allow me to see because it's the tutorial. Attitude distance, no trade route, establish. So we click here. Do you want to propose a peace treaty? Peace offered. Our envoys are on the way to Athens. Now we can turn the attention to the Dardanians. We have a good position, a stone's throw away from the Dardanian capital. We should hold it as long as possible. In such situations, it's best to order the units to fortify its position which significantly increases its defenses. The warrior unit damage in the attack is in the tricky situation, and it would be better to pull it back outside of the enemy striking distance, fortify the unit in forest, and move the damaged unit back from the battlefront. He wants me to move to fortify, apparently. That we are fortified, and you can see that it appears a fort. And now this one, he wants me to pull back. Okay, the sign deal with the Chalkidik helps to maintain good neighboring relations. Even better for forging strong and lasting partnership are bilateral treaties. Diplomacy requires delicate negotiations. Don't ask for too much. Chalkidik is our good partner, so let's move our relations to a new level. The map item info treaty allows for exchange of information about our units and map items, while the peaceful passage is military access. Open the diplomacy window with Chalkidik and tick the 2 highlighted boxes. So we're going to propose new deals with Chalkidik, which are tick the new boxes. Which new boxes? This one and peaceful passage. And it's sent by an alteration of the previous diplomatic deal. Okay, cities and some other facilities can be further improved by improvements. Consider that the new city is close to the border and we don't have any reliable information about the regions further north. It might be wise to improve the city's defenses. Click on the Build Improvement button and select the improvements and build a defense improvement on the city. It's going to be because we're further in the north, so click the city, click Build an Improvement, and increase defense. 3 turns. Our unit in the city of Pella has no special training. We could enhance its mobility pathfinder to make regrouping faster, and then it should be sent to join the fight against the Athenian colonies. Click on the train action and select your preferred improvement. Improve your unit. So we click here and we go to train and we go to pathfinder. Action points are increased, so we can improve units. As you already know, settlers can build roads and cultivate land, but they can do more than that. They can utilize lands such as swamps by draining them and transforming them into fertile lands. Use the Drain Terrain action button to give the necessary command. Let a settler work on draining the swamps on our coast. This settler goes here. And drain the coast. Converting such difficult terrain takes several turns. Should also not forget our new city. It needs to be connected to a road network in case we need to quickly move our units here. It's to be connected to a road network. Okay, so yes, we have to we have to connect the city to existing road network. So let's take this one. Let's move unit here. What is this? We should come back to the state window and do research. Cities consume a lot of resources, so reducing their maintenance cost is our priority. Research options are displayed in the invention tree. Available technologies are marked by this icon. Initiate a new research. Research, coinage. Now we can catch breath and decide on our next actions while watching the moves from our opponents. I don't want to watch the moves of the opponents, by the way. What's in the turn? Treaty changes are succeeded. Peace offer was rejected. Okay. Resource panel shows the current reserves as well as surplus or loss from the previous turn. Click on any of the resources to open the resource usage window. News from within as well as from outside our country is in similar tone at the last message. So Chalkidiki signed the 2 new treaties and Athenians reject the peace. Let's try a different strategy. Chalkidiki seems to be open to a request if we could make them declare war on Athens. Wait, so they want me to declare war on Athens, and it says here that if I click here, it's going to show a lot of citizens, and we can see citizens here. Show on map where are the citizens, where the food, surplus loss, and a lot of information here that has to do with each of these guys. Stuck with Chalkidiki and say, demand peace cancellation with another country, with Athens. Instead of demand declare war, demand peace cancellation. Let's see if we manage to shake the balance of power. We should move the rest cavalry unit from Edessa, as well as the newly trained unit from Pella to the south. Newly trained cavalry. We move it down here. And this one, we move it here, which is in the frontier. In general, these are important decisions that can have a profound effect on one or more areas of the state management. The upfront cost of the employ such a strategy can be calculated, but their impact cannot be fully determined. Some of these strategies are often conditioned to fit certain situations. Military campaigns should be accompanied by a general who can incite unrest in foreign cities and perhaps lead to their surrender, as well as encourage the troops. Right now we have no such figure in our ranks, but we can hire an esteemed general into our service. So let's hire a general. How do we do that? How do we hire the general here? Hire a general. Here in state decisions, we can hire generals. We managed to hire a new general, a lot of hope, and General Orestes, close to Pella, joined our ranks. Now, let's test him right away, sending him to join our forces in the south. Generals can increase general morale of nearby troops through encouragement. Take care that no enemy gets too close to your general. Losing such a respected military figure can demoralize your units and threaten all your plans. So the general is just a unit that you move, and you place the general close to your other units just to buff the situation. It says here encourage, and he's going to encourage. The unit inside Aigai can now safely leave the city, follow the Athenian troops, and reclaim the lands taken by them in previous turn. Claim back the land taken by the Athenians and launch an attack in Methone. Yeah, apparently we can attack here. So Move here. Move again here. We launch an attack. Here. It was a draw. Again, we attack. Well. It says that general morale gives 5% to this guy, so apparently it's using the morale boost that give that general that just we gave them. So Methoni was destroyed. There hasn't been any enemy movement reported recently. Self-healing is a way of restoring the unit's strength without any cost. Whenever and wherever it is needed. It takes quite a long time to heal the unit completely, and the unit is very vulnerable in the meantime. We had better move another group of warriors to their position for extra protection. Group the units on the same tile and let the fortified unit catch a breath and tend to their wounds. This is a... Oh, when you're fortified, you get yourself healing. You heal yourself in here. Okay, when you're fortified, you start healing yourself. So if I move this guy here, we can fortify this section of the map. You can see heal. He's not telling us at how rate it heals, but it's healing. Eventually I'm going to select this one and attack here or something. I don't know what he's willing me to do. Oh, there you go. Self-heal in one turn. And it has a defensive penalty if he do that. And he will become gray. Apart from improving cities, you can build various facilities. Blacksmith, stables, defensive walls, temples. All these buildings have their own functions. Available facilities are listed in the build facility list in the state menu. Let's build a temple on the hill above the capital city. Temples in general increase birth rate in all nearby cities as they bring blessings and protection from the gods. So, we can build here. We're now seeing here objectives map and build. We build a temple that gives accelerate population growth in cities that are within 3 tile range. We click it here. We build it here. By the way, I think it's not immediate. As we explained, connecting mines with cities increase the resources production of those mines. Our stone reserves are quite low at the moment, and one of our settlers is waiting for new orders anyway. So let's send him to build a road to the stone quarry. Build a road to connect the stone quarry with the existing road network and then end the turn. The road. There you go. So I think he's going to start building the roads here. We end the turn. Chalkidiki does not want to cancel peace treaty with Athens. When you select a city, the area around the city called the city range is highlighted. Note that the tiles outside of the city range will not be harvested. These are tiles where wood and food are harvested. So basically what it's saying is that when you click the city, okay, propose joint military campaign to Chalkidiki. The thing is that it's trying to explain that this is the area that the influence of the city. Okay, I got it. Let's try to do the thing that he says. Let's do here a joint military campaign against Athens. I don't know why he would campaign duration, it says here. Plan an advance of joint armies with Chalkidiki against Athens. Um, there we go, I think. We will entice Chalkidik with this offer, but again, we should rely on their agreement. We shouldn't rely. Some of our units are within striking distance from Methoni, whose defenders were crushed during the last turn. We shouldn't let this chance slip away. Launch an attack on Methoni. Still have this guy. I think that this is the range. I don't know how much range this guy has. So let's launch an attack. Now you can stack units on different tiles. You can stack units on single tiles here. Definitely need a lot of troops to take a city, apparently. There you go. City conquest often lead to damage to the city. When even the basic functions of the city have been damaged, it's necessary to enact emergency aid. Otherwise, we risk complete destruction of the city, as people will abandon such a place. Partial damage can be repaired later, however, until the infrastructure is in good order again, production and function of the city or building will be negatively affected and people will keep moving away. Cities and buildings that need to be repaired are shown in the damage panel, at the right side of the screen. During our attack, Methoni sustained heavy damage. Give emergency aid to Methoni. We click here and we give emergency aid. If the city's infrastructure is being repaired, we can continue the campaign against the Athenians. Methoni has been taken and Pitna is now surrounded. We could use the general to try to sway the city governors to join us without further bloodshed. Use the provoke uprising to influence the city's populace. And that is for the ability of the governor, I think. So we move him to Pitna. Well, this is getting interesting. So I can provoke unrest, influence the Macedonians in Pitna to rebel. The Athenians are too proud to bow to us. They won't admit that we are mere barbarians, but first we need to cover one of our most crucial resources, namely food. We should try to be as self-sufficient in its production as possible. Build another field next to your new city. Build a field. This is going to add more food to the pot. The opponent's panel is displayed at the top of the screen when your opponents are completing their turns. Okay, this we know. Okay, we stalled long enough. It's time to end the turn. We know that. Well, it's getting interesting right now. Chalkidik agreed to join the military campaign against Athens. That's good. The armies of Chalkidik reached all of the targets of the military campaign against Athens that we agreed upon. Now, it is up to us to complete our end of the bargain. Our honor is at stake. Eugenius' army is starving and its morale decreased to 40%. Hardship of military life is felt more intensely. The last menu you have talked about yet is the map menu in the lower left corner. There you go. The menu includes a mini-map that you can zoom in and zoom out. There is also a setting panel on the right side of the menu that allows you to change the display of the map. There you go. There are 3 more buttons at the top of the menu leading to the strategic overview, political map, and trade overview. Chalkidig accept the conditions of our joint military campaign. Surprisingly, they immediately declare war on Athens and conquer Potidaya. It means that they reached their campaign goals, and it is now up to us to do the same to honor our agreement. So, we need to take care of the situation in the north, where Dardanian scouting cavalry cut off our supply lines, and our units are stranded without food. Starving units quickly lose morale. Supply lines are vulnerable and thus should be well guarded. We have to restore the supply lines from Edessa and ideally destroy the marauding cavalry units. It means pulling back from currently held positions, but the situation demands it. Restore the supply lines. They have cut the supply lines because they have captured this area, so we don't have access to this section. So we're going to move here. We're going to attack. We inflicted damage to the enemy cavalry. Meanwhile, recovery is yet another option for healing units. This one is possible only in close proximity to a city, as new recruits need to replenish the ranks are taken from the city itself. This is a relatively fast way of repairing a unit, but it costs resources. Generally, this is the most expensive way to heal your unit. It's safer to send units back to the city where they can be healed. This is an expensive way, but use recover action to replenish the ranks of the damaged unit. Let's return to our southern borders. Our position is even stronger. We can try to influence Pitna to switch sides. If they don't open the gates, the city will have to be taken by force. So again, this is getting better. So now this guy is being replenished because it's calling units from the city. In the south, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to set an uprise here, and let's see what happens. But they refuse, considering that the city has very limited defenses. It might fall with our initial attack. So now it's time to attack Pitna. So we take this guy. And we move here and we attack Pitna. Take this guy. Just place the units around the areas that are adjacent to that guy. The Athenians are fighting like lions, still resisting. This is the end of the tutorial. Macedonia is now in your hands. Don't forget that you committed yourself to take Pydna within 3 turns. Since this is a demo version, your campaign ends here. If you buy the full version, however, you will be able to continue the campaign by loading the last save file. As part of the demo, you can also try another smaller campaign called Peloponnese and play any of the city-states on the map. We sincerely hope that you enjoyed the tutorial and the demo and want to keep playing. Thank you. Okay, now it is time for my verdict. Well, I'm going to try to be as short and concise here, based on my experience with wargames, 4X, strategy, and stuff. The first thing that I'm going to say is there are quite a lot of mechanics here that I liked. The game is very... It has I would assume that it has an art style that it's very like classical art style. It looks, as I mentioned before, like Age of Mythology. I bought the classical one. I like the art style. I like how it looks. I remember that some year ago, some couple of years ago, I tried to play this one, and I wasn't getting a lot of fun out of it. But today, playing this demo, I really enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that you can replenish your troops with different types of options. I enjoy the fact that you can improve your units, but one of the most interesting things for me is the variety of options that you have when you start building your settlements. So you have a lot of things surrounding the city state in which you can do roads, you can connect supply lines by building roads, you can build the section of the city near a river, and you can also terraform in a way the tiles. We're going to call them tiles. So it is an interesting, interesting 4x that we have here. It is historical. I am not right now, I just saw it in a very superficial way. I didn't analyze exactly how accurate is in terms of history, but it's historical. By the way, you can expand it with a DLC that actually is free from the Trojan Bronze Age era. So that adds to the to the content. I would say that in a scale from 1 to 10, I would give it an 8. I would give it an 8, and I think that is worth your time if you are into 4X civilization type games and you want to add a little bit of Total War flavor to it. So, thank you for watching. This was Imperium Greek Wars Invictus Wargaming.